Okay, like I said at the end of the Torchlight video, this will be the very first time that I have attempted to launch Left 4 Dead on the MacBook Air. I don't know at all what to expect. It may run wonderfully, it may run really poorly. I'm guessing it's going to be okay because it's based on the Source engine. The Source engine is how many years old now? 6 or 7? Surely this thing can handle it. I hope. Looks like it's not defaulting to native resolution. We'll fix that. Oh look, it's 4:3. How quaint. Welcome to the Steam Cloud. Options. Video, aspect ratio 16:9. Resolution 1366 by 768, display mode, full screen, film grain amount, yeah, keep that low. Advanced settings, anti-aliasing, none, that just sounds smart to me. Filtering mode, trilinear. Okay. Wait for vertical sync enabled. We're gonna disable that for now. We may go back in and set it depending on what we see. Let's see, shader, detail, low, medium, high, very high. Let's start with medium. Actually, let's start with high. Nope, medium. Effect detail, medium sounds fine. Texture detail, let's go all the way to high. It's been my experience with the games that we've looked at so far that texture details are not a problem for the 320M. Multi-core rendering enabled, yeah. We don't have a lot of cores, but we do have 2. Paged pool memory available high. I don't know what that means, but sure. Use recommended settings and done. First I'm going to look at single player and then yeah, don't care. Then we'll look at a bit of multiplayer. Obviously this is a game that lives and dies based on its multiplayer. So I'll be curious to see how that affects things, but I want to set a baseline for just the machine's performance first. It's been a while since I've played this game. Was it always this ugly? It looks plainer than I remember it. Okay, movement feels pretty smooth. In fact, it feels smoother than the frame rate numbers would suggest. Seeing high 30s, low 40s. Oh, I really probably should have picked up. Yeah, an Uzi will do. I keep trying to target with the right mouse button because I was just recently playing Borderlands for the Borderlands video. This is not a review of this game, but I will say that this is a really fun game to play in small doses. Whenever I attempted to do an entire evening of this game with friends, I would get really kind of bored and annoyed. But for about the length of one campaign, this game was a lot of fun. I played the demo for the sequel, and it just kind of felt like more of the same. So I never ended up buying it. My assumption would be that the sequel would play about like this one, but I don't own it, have no intention of owning it, so we're not going to be finding out. If anybody else wants to run that test, feel free. We got a smoker. Okay, I'm seeing the frame rate with the smoke effect in the room drop all the way down to the 20s. Like I said, it still feels pretty good. If I didn't have that number in the top right-hand corner, I don't know that I would realize the frame rate was so poor. Yeah, it's getting all the way down to 21, 20. Haven't seen it drop into the teens yet. Clearly the smoke effects plus a lot of enemies. You know what, I'm gonna go into the options and turn some of these settings down because that's not a lot of enemies by this game's standards, which means that if we're hitting 20 right now, I think we're likely to see even lower frame rates once we get outdoors and have a true horde of zombies bearing down on us. What can we turn down? VSync is definitely not something I'm going to turn on. Shader detail, let's go to medium. Effect detail, let's go to low, because the smoke seemed to be having an effect there, so let's make that a little bit coarser. We'll go to medium on the texture detail just to check. Developers, we appreciate it when we can make changes to settings within the game and not have to restart. Okay, with these settings and a fair number of enemies piling in through the doorway, we never dropped below the low 30s. But I want to find a nice open area and a really big horde. Okay, here comes a group. That's not bad. I would call it playable, certainly. Okay, we're going to pull up a multiplayer game, see if the performance changes significantly. And remember, in this single player campaign, we were not seeing frame rates beneath 30 with these settings. Incoming attack. Okay, nice open area. We're in the low 40s. And there's a tank. Well, we have not really seen a huge crowd, but otherwise it looks to me like the online performance is about equal to the single player. So I'm going to go ahead and call it and wrap up this edition. Episode Left 4 Dead. Playable. Tune in next time when I have no idea what game we're looking at. Possibly Mass Effect 2.